When they start talking, when the people that who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'ma beat his.
Can't do shit.
For real. Y'all better be quiet.
You've been talking since I've been big.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna show you.
Man, I'm
gonna show you.
Next, I told y'all who I want to fight. I can't keep saying the same thing. I already told y'all who I want to fight. The best versus the best. That should be my next fight.
It happens now? What do you think?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think it will be your next one?
I think it could be.
Really?
I think it could.
Backstage tensions flared as Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Shakur Stevenson exchanged sharp words before Teofimo Lopez's fight. Tank made it clear that when opponents talk, he finishes them, warning he would dominate and telling everyone to stay silent. Shakur held his ground, insisting it's best versus best and that this is the fight he wants next. When asked if it could happen, the answer was simple. This clash could be massive. The big question now is whether these are just words or the start of boxing's next huge showdown.
So let's make boxing great again. Let's put the best fighters in the ring with each other, and let's see who come out victorious.
Backstage before Teofimo Lopez's fight, Shakur Stevenson showed why he's a top-level fighter, stressing that boxing is about the best facing the best, not hype or politics, and that true victory is only proven in the ring. His comments highlight the intensity of his exchange with Gervonta Davis, showing this is more than trash talk. It's a battle of skill, confidence, and championship ambition, setting the stage for a potentially huge boxing showdown.
Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you're going to get...
Backstage, the conversation also turned to top fighters like Shakur Stevenson, moving up to 135 pounds, and Devin Haney, noting that while some are hyped as the best, they haven't yet proven themselves at new weight classes. Stevenson, for example, hasn't fought at 135, raising questions about his power. The discussion highlights a key truth in boxing. No matter how skilled a fighter is, getting hit is inevitable, and what counts is how they respond. This puts the verbal exchanges between Gervonta and Shakur into perspective, showing they reflect real confidence, challenge, and the high stakes of elite competition.
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that, and he called cap on it. So if he won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter.
When asked about rumors of Gervonta Tank Davis possibly fighting Jake Paul, Shakur Stevenson didn't hold back, calling it disrespectful to the sport and saying true competition is against the best fighters, not social media stars. He reinforced his status as a top boxer, challenging Tank to prove himself in the ring instead of chasing hype, and warned that facing Lamont would be risky, praising him as a tough opponent and stressing that Tank would need to be at his best. This interview highlights the tension and competitive mindset behind the backstage exchanges, showing the real stakes for elite fighters like Shakur and Gervonta.
Competition. As you get older, you start to know what competition is, and he kind of looked at me like I feel like I was a threat, which is rightfully so. Like, I don't blame him for the way that he looked at me, but it is what it is. It's two guys that just want to be the best in our sport, and we were ready to lay it all on the line.
Did he say to you like, "Yo, I don't want to be friends," or we can't, or is it just like a gradual thing where it started to become more distant?
Now you just know energy. You know energy. Once you feel the energy that's coming at you, you understand like, okay, I get it.
When do you think that started to change?
I think as he kind of matured and got older. Once you get older and mature, his energy kind of let it be known like, yeah, you the ops. We gotta fight. So
and perhaps as you were progressing and getting to the level that you're at now,
he knew exactly. Deep down inside, he could sit here and say, I'm not this, I'm not a good fighter, I'm not that, but deep down inside, he knows that I'm the truth.
Right.
So with him knowing that, he knows that I'm the biggest threat around where he's at.
Do you see he gets very upset when people ask him about you?
Yeah, I think that's insecurity though. I think he's insecure
because he knows that you give him trouble. Like, what's he insecure about in your opinion?
With top level guys like him, because like I'm kind of different. I look at things like competition, but like his mentality is more so like it's either me or it's nobody. It's not a 1A, 1B, or you don't have nobody equal to you. So
backstage before Shakur Stevenson's fight with Teofimo Lopez, tensions boiled over as he and Gervonta Tank Davis exchanged sharp words. Shakur made it clear he's an elite fighter, calling for the best to face each other and prove who's truly victorious, while criticizing the idea of Tank fighting Jake Paul instead of top-level opponents. He added that as fighters mature, they learn who poses real threats, and Gervonta knows Shakur is a serious challenge at the highest level. Their exchange showcased confidence, respect, and championship stakes, leaving fans wondering if this is just talk or the start of boxing's next explosive showdown.
He look like he got skill, right? But to be honest, I'm gonna be real. I ain't see him fight nobody that's like.
That's amateur shit. Come on, bro. When that heat coming back at you, them niggas like, you can see it.
Yeah,
you can see it. They ain't really. These niggas just talking that way, and it's always, oh, he can be this, he can be the next. Nigga, prove yourself. You still haven't proved yourself. When someone was in front of you that can crack.
Gervonta Tank Davis weighed in on Shakur Stevenson, acknowledging his talent but questioning his experience against top-level opponents, suggesting Shakur hasn't yet faced someone who can truly challenge him. Tank emphasized that when the real heat of a fight comes, true fighters prove themselves in the ring, not just with words. With Shakur facing Teofimo Lopez next, this adds tension, showing that Shakur still has something to prove and that the stakes are high when elite fighters meet. Tank's comments help explain the heated backstage exchanges and the growing rivalry shaping boxing's next big showdown.
Matches like Jake Paul versus Tank Davis or Floyd versus Tyson, good or bad for the sport of boxing?
I mean, I feel like in Floyd and Tyson situation is different than Jake Paul and Buddy. I feel like with Floyd and Tyson, it's like, okay, y'all deserve it. Y'all legends, y'all paid homage, y'all did the most for the sport of boxing already. So you deserve a big payday and be cool. I'm cool with it. I like it. But with Jake and Buddy, I feel like Buddy is a participate in the sport of boxing right now, and he just came off a draw his last fight. So if you're a real champion and top level guy that you say you are, which I think you are too, I think you're the truth. But if you're that guy and you just came off a draw, I think rematching will be the most competitive thing to do. With the Jake Paul situation, it's a money grab fight. So
the discussion also highlighted the difference between gimmick exhibition fights, like Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, and true competitive matchups. While legends like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson have earned their place and honored the sport, fights with social media stars are often seen as money grabs without real merit. In Shakur Stevenson's case, his bout against Teofimo Lopez stands out as a legitimate contest between elite fighters, where skill, stakes, and legitimacy matter. This also explains why his verbal exchanges with Gervonta carry weight, reflecting genuine championship-level rivalry rather than staged hype.
You love this sport. I mean, when you hear this today on social media or wherever you happen to get the news, were you like, what? Like, can that actually be, man?
Nah, I'm not shocked. I mean, his last fight when he fought Lamont, Jake Paul was at the fight. He told y'all he was going to fight somebody like Jake Paul. So I'm not shocked. It don't surprise me. So, nah.
You know, Shakur, Jake, when he fought Mike Tyson, he was 227 pounds. He was 199 and like 199 point something his last fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He hasn't been only boxing for a couple of years. He's 12-1. Tank Davis obviously been boxing his whole life. He's 30-0-1. He's knocked everybody out except for 3 opponents in his life. But at what point does size matter so much, though, where it can't be overcome, Shakur? And is it in this case here when you've got what is like a 70-pound difference between these two guys?
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
Shakur Stevenson addressed size, experience, and legitimacy in boxing, distinguishing real competition from exhibition bouts. He noted that while Jake Paul has faced big names like Mike Tyson, Tank Davis is a true elite boxer with decades of experience and a knockout-filled record. Despite a size gap of around 70 pounds, Shakur emphasized that intelligence, skill, and strategy can outweigh raw size, showing that Tank could simply outbox less experienced opponents. In the context of his fight with Teofimo Lopez, this highlights the stakes. This is a serious high-level matchup where preparation and skill decide the outcome. His comments also show why the verbal exchanges with Gervonta matter. They reflect the real competitive tension before a championship-level showdown.
Fight rather than the road rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person's supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future though?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Didn't he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? He won, right? But how you look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different shit when it's me, right? Cause y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to come take that spot. That's why it's always like, come on, bro. That's what happened with Floyd. Y'all seen him too much, and once y'all seen him so much.
Fans have also criticized fighters for choosing big-money matchups over facing top-level opponents like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, or Teofimo Lopez. Commentary notes that fans often overreact, switching loyalties or judging personal choices instead of enjoying the sport, showing a common truth in boxing. The longer a fighter stays in the spotlight, the more scrutiny and criticism they face. In Shakur versus Teofimo, this explains why the verbal exchanges and backstage tension with Gervonta carry so much weight. These are elite fighters navigating high-stakes competition and public pressure, making every word and challenge part of the build-up to a championship-level showdown.
Yeah. Can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world. Scared to get touched up in front of the world.
Are you saying that off of the last fight or just
in general? In general.
Yeah.
In general. Me and Shakur sparred before. We did 3 rounds and it was just light work and me trying to figure out his jab. Does he have a good jab? Yeah, he does. But once you pass his jab, it's game.
Yeah.
It's food. It's lunch food. I am the best. I don't see no contract that says Shakur's name on there.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm gonna say and talk my stuff.
Yeah.
And if you want to come that way, then come that way. I mean, you have investors that are with you, and that's great. But they understand that they cannot have you come this way.
Backstage before Shakur Stevenson's fight with Teofimo Lopez, tension ran high as he and Gervonta Tank Davis exchanged sharp words. Shakur, confident in his elite skills, stressed that boxing should be about the best facing the best, not chasing hype or social media fights. Tank acknowledged Shakur's talent but questioned his experience under pressure, suggesting he hesitates when punches land and positioning himself as the bigger challenge. Fans have also debated why certain matchups happen, but both fighters remain focused on proving themselves in legitimate, high-stakes contests. With Shakur set to face Teofimo Lopez, every word, glance, and challenge backstage adds fuel to the fire, building anticipation for boxing's next explosive showdown.
He gets slower moving up in weight or not, where Teofimo can hit him. Maybe he was really fast at 130, 26-30, maybe 35, but 40, you put on a little bit more weight. Shakur Stevenson has a very strong style where he can sit back and pot shot you and box and stuff like that, where Teofimo can also box and is very athletic and can get from side to side and can make things difficult for you as well. So what style is going to impose on the other is what we want to see.
So which style will impose? Is it something where like the first rounds really will dictate, or?
I think you're going to need a couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one lead the other. Because I don't think that. Well, maybe. I mean, Shakur might show some different. If he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen, or different type of fighting we haven't seen, and vice versa. You know, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle, that is kind of giving Shakur Stevenson trouble.
There was also discussion on how moving up in weight could impact a fighter's speed and style. While Shakur Stevenson has been fast and technical at lower weights, higher divisions could challenge his usual approach, requiring adjustments against opponents with more power, different angles, and athleticism. Analysts say the first few rounds will be crucial as each tests the other, and it may take a couple of rounds before one style takes control. In the context of Shakur versus Teofimo Lopez, this highlights that every round, punch, and adjustment matters, adding another layer to the tension already evident in the backstage exchanges with Gervonta.
And when are we gonna see the Shakur tanks, the Shakur Devin, the Devin tanks?
There's only one fight that is really
the one.
Bad. Like, if we were like gonna be for real about it, like,
keep it honest. What's the fight?
My opinion, because we talking about like skill and like boxing, like all around boxing, right?
Yeah.
Because we ain't talking about somebody that just got a good jab or what.
Yeah.
We talking about like all around.
They can do everything.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah.
Me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens.
Y'all, what you think? Like 147, 140?
Nah, hell no.
135?
35, 40, I don't know. I could see it happening not too far in the future.
Really?
Yeah. I think Tank will sign that contract.
Dang.
And I'm going.
Analysts have pointed to a potential matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis as the ultimate showdown in boxing, highlighting it as a fight that would truly test skill, technique, and overall ability. Unlike other bouts, it would challenge both fighters' full arsenal: speed, power, defense, and ring IQ. And if it happens at 135 or 140 pounds, it could become one of the biggest fights in the sport, drawing massive attention. With both fighters expected to eventually sign contracts, the anticipation grows, showing that the heated backstage exchanges are more than trash talk. They hint at a rivalry that could lead to one of boxing's most high-stakes and eagerly awaited matchups.